I am pleased to be joined by Jen from False Advertising.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. I'm at my dad's house in Didcot in Oxfordshire today
Oh,
because I came
nice.
back for the weekend. Heading back to Manchester later, so I'm in a conservatory, which I'm not normally
Nice.
in.
Is it
So
at least sunny today?
it is. It's still very windy though. It was very stormy yesterday. I think it was
Yeah.
stormy everywhere. So
Yeah.
yeah, there's lots of trees kind of going everywhere, but and blasts of wind. But
Yeah.
it's
If
it's
a
all
tree
right
goes through the conservatory, just let me
though. Oh
know and
no.
we'll press pause.
Oh no. Yeah, hopefully that won't happen.
Well, you already know I'm a huge fan of false ads, but for anyone unfamiliar, tell us a bit about false advertising.
So we've been going for just over 10 years now. Started off as like a sort of very sort of grunge influenced band, basically loved the Smashing Pumpkins. Was trying to do stuff kind of very simply, the three of
Yeah.
us, and Chris, who used to be in the band as well, and I swapped places between drumming and singing. So that was kind of our thing for like the first, I don't know, 3 or 4 years. Um, Kept going, did a bunch of stuff like got to play some incredible gigs like in the sort of first 5 years of our band. We got to go to like South by Southwest and do amazing things like that. And then classic we brought out an album in Brain Freeze, which I think was kind of like the an album in 2019 called Brain Freeze, that we got to record with our friend Luke Pickering in the church studios, which is I think is like the progression of our sort of grunge. We've got to sort of take it to the biggest scale and the highest level of kind of us that we could have really dreamed of, kind of working in an awesome place. So since then, we stayed together through the pandemic, but weren't allowed to kind of do anything in the same room for ages. So ended up working on a bunch of songs over like the last 5 years. It's taken ages, and we've kind of come out of this process, I guess, with an evolution of our sound. Kind of Chris sort of stepped away, I guess, but probably slightly kind of at the time when Brain Freeze kind of had just happened and the pandemic hit. But essentially, so with his blessing and with Josh's blessing, I kind of ended up making what will become hopefully the new album we've worked on with Luke again. And then kind of everyone came back after the pandemic and we finished it. And all the new stuff. So what we are now is difficult to describe because we're kind of figuring it out in real
Hmm.
time. And Chris left the band at the end of last year as well. So Josh and I are still going, and we really want to kind of figure out what shape it's going to take. So we're in a kind of exciting phase at the moment of sort of starting again, but not because we've just put out a song and it's been amazing to. We put out a couple of songs over the last few years, and it's been at every point we've been like, will people still remember who we are? And we're always like, and I can say this like hand on heart because it happened last week. We put out a song and it's like the response has been just so nice, and people kind of we've not spoken to for ages, like sharing it, saying really nice things about it. So yeah, all signs are pointing towards Josh and I that we should keep going, and it's we're really excited about our new music, but it's just sort of trying to understand like what false advertising is, I suppose, before we kind of go into the next like we're going to try and do all this stuff phase.
Yeah. Well,
Sorry, that was a
obviously
long
that's
description.
fine. Well, obviously you said the sort of you started with the sort of grungy side. So, yeah, there's a lot of like grunge, alt rock, a little bit of poppy sort of elements to it.
Mm.
I guess there's an eclectic list of influences there.
For sure, I think we I was always just trying to recreate so going back to the beginning, just trying to recreate the Smashing Pumpkins Siamese Dream guitar tone. That was my kind of anything that I managed to write on guitar as like that achieved something in that realm, like riff wise, tone wise. I was like, yes, this is exactly what I want to do. So that's where I came from. And I'd not been in a band before false advertising really. So
Really?
but Chris and Josh had, and they had loads of experience of playing with other people. Chris had it. Chris and I didn't really have much experience of playing drums at the beginning, but we were kind of continuously playing. One of us playing guitar, one of us was playing drums, and then Josh came in and played bass. So we kind of built that experience I think quite quickly, naively, but we kind of we both played really loudly. For example,
Yeah.
it's like we knew that, and both sang. I had to sing really loudly, so I've kind of only just realized. I think having that sort of 5 years of just playing live all the time, writing in a way that you can like play live really quickly and go back and forth. It sort of gives you the being a small band and playing shows like normally quite small shows. It's kind of there's specific sort of things that you end up doing. Like I end up singing really loudly because the drum, like you have to be heard over the
Yeah,
drums
you're
and
gonna
stuff like
get
that.
drowned out otherwise.
Yeah, but I realized obviously that if I kept doing that, my voice would not be so good anymore. So it's been good. It's been good over the last kind of more recent times being able to sort of take a step back from that and kind of having the experience of our band playing live and the fun of it, but then also being like, well,
I want to
could we
keep
write
doing
something?
this. Yeah.
Yeah, but could we write something that is more of a challenge to figure out live? Like it is quieter, or maybe
Yeah.
it's got something else going on in it. Like it's got a piano part that's in the song but we don't have a piano on the stage. It's like how are we going to do that? We're going to like whistle it into the
Yeah.
microphone or whatever.
Love that.
So
Amazing. Yeah. So you said that neither of you had you not played drums at all, or just not in a band?
not in a band. I personally like I'm really lucky in this is the house I grew up in, and my dad's garage we call the studio, and it's just got loads of equipment in it. He's got like I don't know 50 guitars, 50 saxophones. Like I'm not even joking. Like it's ridiculous. But so I was lucky enough for a big like amount of time in my teenage years. I had like 6 months of drum lessons when I was in year six, and then
Ah, okay.
there was a point of time where a number of years where there was a drum kit in the studio, and so I would just kind of come in and attempt to play along to like all my favorite albums at the time. So I had that kind of non like playing live experience with drums. I was playing in like orchestras and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I was technically like playing a lot of music with other people, but not drums. So that was my drumming experience. Like I'd worked out how to play loads of stuff, but I didn't really have I had no idea about feel really because I was just playing along
Mm.
to stuff. So all of that side of things, like it's like I could sort of like play a drum beat, like quite
Yeah.
complicated drum beat, but getting to the point where it feels natural. That was my challenge, and also like loud enough, or and like listening to other people as well. That was a huge thing.
Yes.
I think
Yeah.
Chris had played. I think he had more experience than me in terms of playing live with drums. He'd certainly played in lots of bands, like guitar, maybe bass. I feel like he might have done that as well. So yeah, he had a way kind of more well-rounded experience than I did, but not necessarily with drums so much. So I think I was definitely behind him. Like he had the confidence, like he would play everything really loud, like immediately, whereas I'd play everything really quietly. But I'd be more accurate and he'd be more kind of like, whoa. But we'd sort of meet in the middle, which we sort of complemented each other's like naive drumming styles. And between the two of us, he kind of had something that we could kind of give each other feedback, I guess, even though we didn't really know what we were doing. But we got there in the end. I think we both got
Yeah.
to a kind of okay standard.
Good, good. Well, yeah. Obviously, as you said, it's been a little bit quiet over the years after over the last few years after your
Yeah,
album Brain Freeze. Was it a sort of case of life taking over? COVID obviously got in the way, and then obviously Chris stepping away must have been tough as well. Is it sort of everything coming together at the wrong time, basically?
kind of. Yeah, I think if COVID hadn't happened, like we had a studio session like in February 2020 that we went
Oh,
in
really?
and did. So personal space, which we brought out in 2021, which is just like a standalone single, came from that. But we originally wanted to go in and record an EP and follow up Brain Freeze quite quickly because we had like festivals booked that year. We had tours booked and support slots and things like that, all of which we obviously had to postpone or cancel. So that was our kind of original thing. But as when COVID happened, I think obviously we couldn't rehearse anymore. It was everything had there were bigger things going on. It wasn't like a
Yeah,
priority for us to figure it out. But we like recorded some covers and things remotely. But at some point, Chris kind of turned around and said, I want to focus on other things for like the next amount of time. Like I don't want to leave the band, but there's this kind of, I can't remember how he put it. I don't want to put words in his mouth, but he kind of made it clear that it wasn't his priority. But in a
Yeah.
way, it's where it's like thanks for telling us, Chris. Like I respect that sort of thing. So I then kind of was like, well, I don't know what I want to do, but I know that I want to keep making music, and I know that I want to keep writing. So I just did that for like ages by myself. And then at some point, probably not like on a certain day where I had like a set, it wasn't like a clean process where I'd like written 100 songs. I was like, hi, Chris and Josh, do you want to listen to them? It was like, I got to a point where maybe I'd written like 20, and I just sort of demoed them. And I was like, hey, sorry to bother you both. Um, I've written these songs and I was kind of thinking some of them could be for our band, but no worries if you don't agree kind of thing. So I was like, sort of like, don't feel like you have to like them. But if
Yeah.
you get a chance to listen to them, it would be amazing kind of thing. And then they listened to them and they were like, yes, this is great. Like these ones are awesome. Really encouraging about it. Would love them to be false advertising. I was like, thank goodness. So that was the process of writing like quite a lot of the new material. And then a couple of things have come from sessions that we did in the past as well. But we've worked with our producer Luke on everything, who did Brain Freeze. So it's been an interesting process where it ended up becoming way more collaborative because after COVID we all went into the studio and finished stuff. But like I think there's maybe 6 songs on the album which have drums recorded by me in our practice room, for example, and not in the nice studio we could have recorded them in by Chris, who's probably better, but at the time was a better drummer than me and stuff like that. So yeah, it's interesting. It's turned into a real. But the thing is, it was kind of done with everyone's blessing, and Josh came in and did all the bass, and Chris did come in and do some backing vocals and things like that. So it was a kind of collaborative thing. But then there's been so many kind of curveballs and sort of things along the way that we've sort of, obviously Chris leaving the band was quite a shock, but it not in the way that his role in the band hadn't changed, and it kind of made sense when he said that he was going to leave. But we still were up until I think end of November last year, proceeding as if we just put out Personal Space, and we were going to follow that up as a band with the next thing and the next thing, and we were going to aim towards festivals, touring, and stuff like that. Like the conversations we've had, like I was planning to do all this stuff. So someone then turning around and saying, "Oh, actually, I understand it's really difficult for like,
Mm.
like there's no, I'm not trying to criticize Chris at all. Like it's such a difficult
It's
thing,
a
and
really
things can
hard
just be
thing to
like
do. Yeah.
on a knife edge. Like I've been in that position before, and I understand where it's coming from, but yeah, I found it really difficult to sort of know what to do next. So that's why it's taken so long as a process, and then it's taken so long on top of that as like I guess a sort of confidence thing, and just trying to
Yeah.
understand what this kind of ever changing band is and how it should kind of present itself. But equally, we've recorded like so many music videos over all these years, so it's
Yeah.
like Chris is in all the music videos, so it's kind of like we just have to embrace like Chris.
He's still
I've
going to be there.
like the one that we just put out. I sent to him a couple of weeks ago. I was like, "Is this still okay?" And he was like, "Yeah, no, it's fine." So hopefully, it seems that he still has his blessing, but yeah, he's within its rights if he's involved, I guess, to give me feedback on editing
Yeah,
videos and things like that.
it's
So
also nice to
yeah,
sort of still have his input a little bit, isn't it? Like it will make him feel still like he's part of the band at heart, sort of thing. So
I think so. Yeah, like obviously he's always going to be a part of our band. It's like we're not really sure completely where we're going, but we can't. We're really proud of where we come from. It's like people people will listen to our band, and if they like the new song, they'll listen to everything else, hopefully. And that'll
yeah,
Chris sings on many of those songs and has even produced a lot of them,
yeah,
So yeah, it's good. I don't think if there'd been like a big fallout or something, I don't think we would have felt we could have kept going, if you know
no,
what I mean, because it would have just been like weird and felt like
sort of
negative,
tainted,
or
and yeah,
so
yeah,
I'm really I hope that Chris is as okay with it as he's put across
yeah.
to us. But he's a lovely guy and he's our friend. So yeah,
Good, good.
hopefully.
Good. And obviously, I know you were playing with Jamie Lemon for a while.
I was, yeah.
Yes, that must have been incredible playing with playing all the sort of you play a few of the old Ruben stuff as well. Like that must have been so fun.
Oh my goodness. Like I'm such a big Ruben fan, and getting to meet Jamie like through he ended up booking false advertising for a few shows, I think 2000 in 2018.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I don't know how I got to the point where he asked me to play guitar because I was like, whoa. And that happened in 2022, I think.
Yeah, something like
Um,
that.
but I think during that time I'd done loads of like Ruben fan stuff, like
Yeah.
playing Race Car backwards on piano and stuff like that,
Yeah.
which obviously he'd
I
come
was going to
across.
say, yeah, I interviewed him a couple of years ago and I brought up that piano thing. Yeah, it was Race Car you did, wasn't it?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
wasn't the whole album. It was, I don't know, like 6 songs.
Was it
It was the first bit of the album and then Song for Saturday, I
yeah.
think. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's still on YouTube, I think. But yeah, it was incredible. But I sort of got that role, I think, with Jamie knowing how much I liked Ruben.
Really?
So it wasn't like I kind of, but obviously I came in and I was like, Jamie's such a lovely guy, and it's been
Yeah.
awesome to become friends with him, and also just all the stuff. Obviously, playing in his band is an absolute privilege, but it's like that whole side of it. It's such a um, such a lovely guy. Yeah, always because I did that did session guitar. Like I don't drive, and anyone who's like a session player. I mean,
Yeah.
there's ways of. I think it completely depends on your instrument, but I kind of when he asked me, I sort of thought, well, maybe I can't do this because logistically it might just be really difficult because how am I going to turn up in all the places? But I think when it kind of came down to, I think I did the download show as a kind of one off, and then he sort of said, well, do you want to do some more? There was some point where I said yes, but I'm probably going to need some help.
Hmm.
So it was amazing because Jamie had like spare amp I could use. Eventually, Lainey gave me a amp that I could use as well, and because Jamie's endorsed by them, so it's
Yeah.
absolutely awesome. I still got that amp; it's amazing. So everyone was really helpful. So I'd just turn up on like the mega bus with my pedal board, and Jamie
Amazing.
had like my guitar and stuff. So it wasn't. I think if I was going to be a professional, a more well, I was a professional session guitarist,
You to do it
but
more often, sort of thing. Yeah.
yeah, I'd probably need to learn to drive.
Yeah.
So it's great to get to do it for a couple of years.
Yeah.
Just with everyone being really nice and helpful.
Yeah, it
So
wouldn't be too bad if
don't
you
take it for
lived
granted.
like close if you lived close to one of them. But yeah, Manchester is quite a way to
Yeah,
go.
yeah, it was a train. But my dad lives in Didcot, which is like in between Oxford and Reading. So I'd come back. It would be a good excuse to see my dad, and then I'd go off. It's like another hour to where
Yeah,
Jamie's based. So so yeah, it was quite a good time actually. And practice it. We'd all like be come down for a rehearsal or two before a run of dates. So it
mhm.
wasn't like I was coming back every week or
Yeah,
something for a
yeah,
rehearsal, and we would like try to be quite well. I tried to be well prepared. Don't know if it came across that way. Everyone else, I think, either had practiced loads or just was amazing just out of
yeah.
the gate. Whereas I was like practicing every day and still quite average at my guitar. But it was such an amazing experience to play with Jack and Jamie.
Yeah,
I'd love to
yeah.
do it again one day. It was amazing.
We never know. He sort of said he's like semi-retired, so there might be the odd festival appearance. So who knows?
Well, I wouldn't expect to get the call because I know Jack, Jamie and Jack are like the season duo, and
Yeah,
yeah, I'd love it if they played more gigs. I know, but I understand where Jamie's at with it too now. So yeah, hopefully if they get to, I'll always be happy to join them, but I'll definitely like try and be there to watch it because
yeah.
I'm the biggest fan of their duo ness. And yeah, I'd like to. It's been a while since I've seen them like actually play, so I'd quite like
But
to see them.
that's a surprise with Jack. Jack's in about every band there is.
Yeah, he's the
I
best
remember.
drummer.
I think I saw him at 2000 Trees, and I think he was playing for about four bands in one day.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. It's
Yeah.
busy man.
Yeah, just think it just suddenly came to me then as well. Obviously I saw Lemon in Southampton. Was that? Am I remembering that was the first show you did?
Good question. I
It just
remember that
suddenly
it was
popped in my
early
head.
on. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was at Joiners, wasn't it? So
yeah,
I'd done. I think by that point I'd done Download because that was the first show, and that was like a an
yeah,
intense first show to
yeah.
do. I think after that we'd done a one-off show. I might be remembering it in the wrong order. We'd done a show in I think it was with Lonely the Brave
Oh yeah.
in Cambridge, and that was I think that was the second one. And then somewhere around there was Arc Tangent.
Hmm.
That was later that summer. So Southampton would could have happened before, like in between.
Yeah,
It
I
could have been
seem to
like show
remember it being
three.
early.
Yeah, but I remember like it was the first one that felt like we were sort of touring.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Pretty early
Playing
on.
in a little venue. Yeah,
It's a great venue though. I've never played
yeah.
there with false
That
advertising, so it's
that's
great
the
to get
only
to go.
time. That's the only time I've been there. So like, and I was just like, it's like a proper sort of dive rock bar. Like you go to the main bar and yeah, it's just you got like posters and stuff up on the wall sort of thing, and then you just go around the corner to the venue area sort of thing. I love places like that.
Yeah, I'd love to go to a gig there actually. But it felt like it had been there forever,
Yes,
and everyone was super nice and knew what they were doing. Like load in was really good, just like through the door next to the stage. Yeah, it was 10 out of 10
perfect.
from me.
Yeah, good. Well, obviously, since Lemon semi-retired, you've given you a bit more time to sort of shift focus back to false advertising. You released "Don't Ask Me" last year, along with a fun music video in the supermarket. Yeah, and
Yeah, we
a
did.
little run of shows as well.
Yeah, that was nearly a year ago now.
Yeah, I
Well,
think it was like
actually,
November,
we
October.
did we did 3 dates in November, and then we did a couple in the first half of this year. Well, maybe
Yeah.
three first half of this year, four. So yeah,
Yes.
we've done a few gigs. Yeah, it's been good.
Good. Sad that the Bristol one was cancelled though. Like I
I
think I was
know.
probably the first person to buy a ticket, and then the venue closed down.
Yeah, I remember the promoter saying we can't do this gig and everything else is booked up on the same day. And because it was in the middle of a run of dates, we were trying to make it so we were doing it all in a run. Bristol
Yeah.
made sense. We ended up
Yeah.
doing, I think, Hull instead, which
A
is
long way.
drivable from Manchester. But
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
a long
true.
way away. But we sort of could manage it. So I can't remember that was exactly the same day, but yeah, we still got to do a short. We would love to have done more though.
Yeah.
But
How nice
yeah,
was
these
it to
things
get
happen.
back on the road again?
It was great. Yeah, we hired a van. We played Humber Street Session, which is a night. It's a Tuesday night at the Polar Bear in Hull, like a bunch of times, and it was
Okay.
awesome to get to go back because it's one of like the best like band nights in the UK, and it's been going for I'm going to say hundreds of years, but I'm not sure how long. But as long as we've been a band, it's been going. So yeah, great night if you're in an up and coming band. I'd highly recommend getting in touch with them because they're awesome people who book that. Um, so it's great to go there. Really good crowds at all the shows. We also played in London at a place called the Engine Rooms, which we'd not played before, which is a kind of it's like a rehearsal studio complex with a venue attached to it, and
Oh, nice.
it's got like a really nice bar. It's like one of those kind of places if you were on a pub crawl, you'd kind of do a walk around East London
Yeah.
or something, and you'd end up in Bow, I think it was. And then we also played Night and Day in Manchester, which is
Yes.
again we've done that a bunch of times, and it was really good because we'd not played in Manchester for quite a while, and people came out, and we put the gig on ourselves and got a couple of really good bands to support us. Soper, who are based,
Oh yeah, I know Soper.
I think, in Sleaford, but we know them as like from near Lincoln.
Oh
And
yeah.
they came over. And they're so good. I can't wait to hear their album. They're a duo and they play really riffy um like drums and guitar stuff, but there's like looping
They
going on and
husband and wife, I think.
they are yeah, Cream and Fish. They're awesome. Yeah, I can't wait to see what they do with their record, which is going to come out at some point soon. And yeah, and then Ben, our friend, who plays in his band's called Cold Comfort, but it's a solo act. He supported us as well, which was sick. and he got the crowd going, which we were very happy to see.
What you want, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, no, he's awesome. He's killing it. It's great.
Well, obviously talking of records, the reason you're here, your new single, Sorry Window.
Yeah,
How's the response been so far?
it's been really good. It's interesting because we put it out with kind of, as I said before, like few expectations, and we're doing a lot of the kind of promotional stuff ourselves. So we used to do, well, or I used to do quite a lot of that stuff in the early days of our band. So
Yeah.
there's been a lot of emailing people saying, "Do you remember?" in a nice, like, hopefully not annoying way, like, "If you remember us, would you be like to hear our new song?" kind of thing. But it's been really good. We've had so many people sharing it. It's been played on like BBC Introducing. It's been on a bunch of blogs. It's been added to loads of playlists. It's so can't really. Um, it's yeah. We've had a video and people have been sharing that, and it's had a bunch of views. So yeah, all signs are good. It's been out for a week as well. So yeah, I think if we'd have gotten after like the first day and then they were like it was like the then that would have been a bad time. But it's been kind of like this.
Good,
So
good,
yeah,
good.
it's
So
all signs are good.
good, yeah. It's such a, like I said to you, it's such a beautiful song as well. It's like it shows the incredible range that you guys have got as well. Like you've always sort of gone between like the grungier, heavier side to the sort of poppy vocals and stuff like that. This one sort of leans a bit more into the like indie pop with but still with all the lovely stuff that makes it false advertising, like the emotionally driven vocals, that little bit quiet bit before the big release on the mid late as well. Love that.
Oh, thank you.
And
That's
so
really nice that you picked up on it.
yeah, yeah, oh yeah, no, I think it's a bit of a false advertising thing. I was like, oh yeah, there it is.
Yeah, that's great.
So what's the story behind the Sorry Window?
It's I think a lot of the songs I was writing in the sort of phases of the pandemic where I was kind of able to get into the practice room and do sort of like spurts of writing, which this came out of one of those times. I think I was trying to figure out when I like wrote it, and I think it was like the beginning of 2021. So I'd been writing for on and off for like nearly a year at that point. So it wasn't like one of the first ones I wrote, but I think I was feeling a bit unsure. Obviously, having there were bigger things going on. So I think a lot of my earlier songs I was writing in the pandemic were probably about much bigger issues. But it was at the point where I was starting to think, oh well, actually, it's not over yet. We're still unable to figure out. Like I kind of got to the point where I was like, well, what happens with our band? After sort of thinking, what happens with the world earlier? So I started to become just feeling a lot like we'd kind of sort of through no fault of our own, but we'd worked really hard. We worked really really hard over the previous 5 years, and I was starting to just think like, what was that for? I guess, but not in like a way where I'm trying to criticize anyone because it's a global thing. It's like it's people's. It's bigger than us. Like it's quite a
Yeah,
selfish way of looking at it, and so I guess writing a song about it in a it's not like it's presented like this is exactly how I feel about this thing, and it's about the pandemic. But so it became about feeling like you kind of you see this awesome time that you've had in the past,
mm,
and you're kind of in the future, and you kind of wish you could get back to it. So through the lens of I don't know, the story window became like it started off as like it's something I saw in Curb Your Enthusiasm of some I think the premise of it is someone wants someone says to Larry that they one of their relatives has died and expects him to say I'm so sorry, but it's been
yeah,
like a year or something, and so he starts being Larry David. He's like, I the sorry window is closed, like shouldn't like you don't deserve apologies or whatever. So that became like a sort of metaphor for how I felt about it because it was in a weird way it was like it meant so much to me like everything that's going on with the band, but I'm totally aware that it's not like that important in the grand scheme of things, and nor should it be. So I guess yeah, it's sort of nostalgia for my own experience and wanting to kind of get it back. And I think the video is sort of all about that in that it's me kind of going around a place looking like finding like looking back at
Remembering things from that point.
times,
Yeah.
yeah, which is interesting how it's kind of developed over time with Chris leaving the band. This video we
Yeah.
made like in 2022, so it's not like a new thing. And I've like done some grading on it recently, but I've not like re-edited it. There are like a couple of missing shots that I got this year, but so that's kind of been the theme. So it's as someone who's like fully aware that these things kind of make sense in my head, but I'm just really interested to see like how people interpret it, but very
Yeah.
aware that it's like all the dots won't be joined up perfectly
Mm.
when someone just like looks at it for the first time. But yeah, it's been interesting, but it's been good to put something out that does sort of represent the time that we've been through creatively, I think.
Yeah, yeah. I think, like you said, with Chris leaving as well, it sort of adds another dimension to the song, and the
Maybe,
video and everything, doesn't it?
maybe, but at least I like that you said that it comes across as like a false advertising song, and it
Mm.
has it's like a progression, but it has the personality that you've known us for kind of weave within it. Because I think I think with all this stuff, and I know from the experience of putting out our last album, in my head, I think we've sort of done loads of stuff to sort of push it in different directions and really evolve it. But then everyone's like, oh, it just sounds like a 90s throwback band. And I'm like, oh, cool, that's good.
Perfect.
So
I
so you sort of
get
writing
exactly
about
what I'm aiming for.
it. You're like, oh, I was trying not to do that, but I guess it's kind of inherent.
Yeah.
So yeah, not that's not what you said, but hopefully it's not too far away from that, and it doesn't feel like we're doing it going in a completely different direction because that wasn't
No.
what we were intending to do.
There's definitely, like you said, it's still got the underlying like false advertising ness to it that everyone loves. So, and like even with like your older stuff, there's a lot of differences in the music sort of thing. Like you've got some that are a bit lighter and some are a bit heavier. So it's a natural progression with it, really. Which is great.
Awesome. Well, I can't wait for you to hear more of the new stuff.
Good. I can't wait. Obviously, you said the video is. I find it really wholesome as well. Seeing like all the old
Oh,
videos. I think that old camera just like it makes a.
yeah.
They're really coming back at the moment with like loads of bands are using old cameras just to get that sort of old style. But that makes such a difference to the video as well. Like the is it like a 2000s camera or something?
Yeah, I need to look up what it is. I've not got it with me here, but we found it in our rehearsal space when we moved into it, like our most
Oh,
recent rehearsal space, because it was absolutely ransacked when we got that space with like someone it had been like left, I don't know for how long, but it was just full of someone's stuff, and they were like, oh, this person's not paid their rent for however long, so they've been like the locks have been changed, and
yeah.
also like the electricity thing had been like destroyed, so we had to get that sorted out, and it was really dangerous potentially. But anyway, so we just had like all this junk. We got a skip and we like completely cleaned out this room. But there are a couple of things that we saved, like a couple of like guitars that are sort of lying
Really.
around that work and are kind of they're just. I mean, I've not got rid of them. Might try and do some recording one day because they're like weird.
Mm,
Probably sound terrible. We didn't keep much else though. We kept a big desk that I turned on its side and made into a vocal booth, which really helped
nice.
me. So that was good. But not much else. But that we did find, and I like went and bought the charger. We weren't sure it was going to work, and it did. So we've just kind of kept that around for the last few years, and we've recorded a lot of stuff with it actually. Like we did recorded some like what we're doing, like
Behind the
sort
scenes
of
stuff. Yeah.
diary stuff. But then for that video, it just made so much sense. If anything, I don't know if we'd have come up with the concept for that video if we hadn't have had that camera, maybe. So yeah, it's great, and it still works. I had to. Everything's like in a really weird format when you export it and bring it onto the computer. So it took me a while to like figure out how to convert it, but I've got a
Yeah.
process now, so it's all good.
Good. Good. I hope you didn't. Did you look to see if there was anything on it before or no? The
There
like
was
old
like
band
what
videos.
No, there wasn't anything like that. There was just a video of like someone's living room with no one in it, with like them just like zooming in on a sofa. So
That
nothing.
that that
Yeah, I
has
was a bit
proper
concerned.
like yeah, that has proper but like your parents sort of getting their first camera and just looking in the living room sort of thing. Like they don't really know what they're doing, but it's,
Yeah, yeah. So
yeah,
luckily there was nothing weird on there that I
no,
had to
good.
encounter.
Also, it must have been a lot of fun as well, making the video, just hanging out at the seaside, basically eating fish and chips. Like that's great.
Yeah.
I have to say though, I did not enjoy seeing the gherkin sandwich. Maybe a bit
Gherkin
controversial,
sandwich.
but
I think that's a chip butty. Is there a gherkin in it?
it looked green.
Did it? I think that
Yeah.
might be the camcorder.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
pretty sure. I'll ask Josh and I'll relook at it. I'm pretty sure that's a chip butty because there
Okay.
were no gherkins involved. Because I would have known because I don't like gherkins.
Yeah.
I don't remember there being any like or like because you get weird stuff at chip shops, don't you? Like pickled
Yeah.
eggs and onions
Yeah.
and things. I'd have known if there was anything like that going on because, and I don't think there was unless they were like secretly no.
Yeah.
And we filmed
No,
it, so yeah, I'm pretty sure
yeah.
that's chip butty, which I'm
Okay.
fully. I
Yeah, that's
endorse chip
okay.
butty.
I'm okay with that. But when yeah, because it looked like green, and I was like, oh, like, and then
ah,
eating it, what looked like a gherkin sandwich, I was like, oh
I'm
no, that's not for me.
I'm so sorry. This is why we should like test our videos with people before we put them out.
It's fine. I
Yeah.
wasn't that upset.
Oh well.
Oh well, obviously the big question, and I think you've already mentioned, is there going to be sort of an album or an EP or something on the way?
There's definitely something on the way. I think we're we're sort of trying to figure out exactly how it's going to be presented. But there's, I can tell
More
you,
music.
at the very least we've got three more music videos recorded. So we're going to be putting out at least three more tracks in the next
Yeah,
kind of block of time. But yeah, we're the plan was to see how the this single went and kind of plan on from there, I guess.
yeah,
So
yeah.
the plan was is definitely to release more stuff, but it's a kind of
See how
evolving
it
plan.
goes. Yeah,
Yeah, we kind of wanted to see the sort of how I guess you're always trying to find momentum and releasing a bunch of stuff, playing live a lot of times creates momentum if you're doing it well enough. So having not really done that so much, it's we're sort of taking stock of what what it looks like, I suppose.
I suppose
But all sounds good.
yeah, good. I suppose the music world's changed a little bit now. From obviously when Brain Freeze came out, people were still like buying albums and things like that. Whereas now it seems a lot more singles seem to be the way to go anyway. But
Yeah,
people,
yeah, it's
the
interesting.
album EPs are sort of coming back. But yeah, it's been, for the last few years, a lot of bands have just been doing singles because that's what sort of people pick up, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I suppose that's what we've done really, but sporadically and like
Mm.
with 2 years in between some of them. So, so yeah, it is interesting. Yeah, you're exactly right. It's I'm aware that our experience in the past doesn't necessarily while it's good to have that experience and to have had people hear our music before, that puts us in a position obviously where
Yeah,
we're not necessarily like completely new to people if they remember us, which is great. So we're not completely starting again, but I'm very aware that if we were like went back 10 years and we were doing everything again now, it I don't think it would work in the same way. So
yeah,
so yeah, very much trying to just to sort of get a feeling for what people want and
yeah.
how that relates to what we have, I guess. But it's exciting and um, it's been yeah, I've been so pleasantly surprised by the reaction to the new song.
Good.
So
That's
yeah, we'll
good
figure it
to
out.
hear. Good. Well, before we go, we've got some fun questions. Okay, so first up, give me your best tour story.
Best tour story. Ooh. Oh my gosh. Um, hmm. I don't know really. There's got to be one. Come on. I can only think of really bad things that have
That's
happened.
great.
Any, no, no, no. I don't want to tell someone else's story. It has to be. It has. Oh, I can. I guess the I'd broken my knee. This isn't
Yeah,
like
I
a
saw.
specific thing that happened, but yeah, this is directed at me, so it's fair. Um, when we did our 3 gigs at the end of last year, last November, obviously we'd booked them in much earlier in the year, and I sort of went on holiday, and I came back. We had 3 weeks to rehearse, so that wasn't ideal. But on the holiday I went on, which would have been about a year ago, sort of the whole of October last year, it was a 26-day holiday, trip of a lifetime, like saved up for it, like big deal. On day 3, I broke my knee and dislocated my knee at my friend's wedding in Michigan City in Illinois, near Chicago, and then had to figure out what to do because my knee's like all swollen and I'm in America. Um, yeah, it was a lot to sort of try and figure out, but
Mm.
luckily, but anyway, so long story short, I travel insurance is really good. They helped me um get upgraded on the plane, and I then flew to my the second part of my holiday, which was in South Korea, and had a great time for a couple of weeks,
Good.
and then came back. So that was all fine, but it was like not great because I had broken my knee and couldn't bend my knee, and it's not. I don't know much about dislocations, but people were like, "Oh, you dislocated your knee. It'll be better in like 6 to 8 weeks." This was not what happened to me. It was 2 months later, I still couldn't bend it. Like I'd been told to completely keep it, maybe 6 weeks later, keep it completely straight and stuff like that. So coming out of that, so it had been about 2 months or so. We had this run of dates. So I still couldn't, I could walk, but I couldn't bend my knee at all. So we were playing these gigs and I was just like, I can't move, but I can sort of use my pedals. So it was an interesting one, and everyone was really, really helpful. Obviously, I couldn't carry as many things in as many ways as I'd. I'm pretty rubbish at doing that anyway. But carrying an amp when you can't bend your knee is quite difficult, and stuff like that. So, and also there were certain places I could sit in, like the van, and places I couldn't sit. So everyone was really nice about that as well, because you've got your whole leg. So yeah, not a
Right,
very
yeah.
funny story. I don't
No,
think anything happened that was.
big story though, like
Yeah, I
especially
didn't
because
like fall over or
when
anything.
you guys good because when you guys play live, you do go hard as well. So like trying to do that whilst not being able to move your knee at all must have been interesting.
I could sort of shuffle. I don't know. In some ways, it was quite good because I could really. I was still trying to like go like this, but and like headbang and stuff. But I couldn't really move as much. So I probably gave a better performance. Like if you were like just
Like
listening to
musically.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know if it was worse. Everyone was really nice about it, so I didn't get any like critical feedback. But yeah,
I mean,
probably
who's
should have had
gonna
some.
criticize someone with a dislocated knee?
Yeah. Well, luckily it's recovered now, but
Good,
it took quite a long time. Um, but yeah, now I probably would be able to run around the stage.
good,
So yeah,
good. We
looking
want to
forward
see
to
it.
that.
Okay, next up, what was the first song you released as a band?
It was a song called Wasted Away, which came out in 2015, and
10
it
years
came
ago.
out. Yeah, I don't know if we like released it on all the platforms, but we put it on like SoundCloud, and we didn't exist as a band technically. Obviously, we did because we like recorded loads of stuff and rehearsed. But the day that we booked a gig supporting our friend's band at Deaf Institute, and so that was we'd done that, and we were like, now is the time to become a real
Real.
band. So we put it out the same day that we like put all of our social profiles live and things like that with
Right,
like
yeah.
a I don't know if it was a lyric video, but it was like a visualization video. It should still be on YouTube somewhere. So yeah, Wasted Away, and still like that song. I think it's all right, personally.
Good, good, good. What is your highest streamed song on Spotify?
It is You Said, and
Right.
I think it's got like
562.
500,000.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, it's good.
Yes, that is right.
Um, now, without looking, what are your top 5
Okay.
Spotify listening locations by city?
Oh, probably it's normally like London
Yeah,
and
London's
then
number one.
Manchester.
Yeah,
Um,
two.
I'm assuming it's UK places.
The rest
Sometimes
of
you
them are
get
not in
like,
the UK.
are they not? Let's go Chicago. Is
Yeah,
that,
that's
I
number
don't know.
five. You're good at
Yes.
this.
Um, I have no idea about the others, so I'll go like, uh, uh yeah, it could be anywhere, but let's go Berlin.
No.
No. Oh, damn it.
You got three in a row.
New York?
No,
No.
neither in America.
Um, mm, Paris.
I could tell you the country, but you'll like definitely get them straight away then.
Um, Madrid.
No, no, they're both in Australia.
Rome. Oh, really? That's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
That's really good. I
Yeah,
like that.
Melbourne and Sydney. So there you go. You got a little tour
Yes.
going over there.
Yeah,
Right.
that'd be nice.
Next up, give me three underground bands that people have to check out.
Um, Stoper, who I've already mentioned,
Yeah.
absolutely killing it. Hopefully going to bring out an album soon, which our producer has worked on. I think
Oh,
he's
nice.
mixed it. So, and they're just so good live. Like, see them if they play near you, go see them because they're amazing. There's a band that we played with a couple of times called Faux Pas, who I don't know what they've been up to recently, but I've been really excited to see what they do next. So I'll give them a shout out. Third band. There's got to be loads. I'm going to say Blank Atlas,
Oh,
who
love
are
Blank
from near
Atlas.
Bristol.
They are.
Again we played with a couple of times, but I love them. They're sick.
They are so good. Yeah. If and it's Chris's wedding tomorrow as well.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
congratulations to him.
The good times. Okay, for the last one. Now I usually like to do something a bit silly, and I've managed to come up with a fun game for you. Okay, it's called Brain Freeze. True or false advertising? So
Nice.
I'm going to give you some suggestions on how you can potentially fix brain freeze, and you're going to tell me if you think it's true or false advertising.
Okay. Cool. Okay.
Okay, so first up, drink some warm water.
True.
Yeah, that's true. Holding your breath for 30 seconds.
False.
Yeah, yeah. Doing well so far. Gargling salt water.
False. False
Yeah,
advertising. Sorry, I should say false advertising.
that's fine. Pushing your tongue to the roof of your mouth.
I think that would true.
Yes, true. Swallowing a teaspoon of sugar.
I don't know. True.
Nah, that one's false.
Uh,
We got a couple more. Covering your mouth and nose with your hand and breathing rapidly.
False advertising.
True.
Oh, really? Okay.
Ah.
Noted.
Eating more ice cream.
That's the false advertising.
Yeah. And listening to the Sorry Window by false advertising on repeat.
So brain freeze. True.
True. Yeah, we'll go true for that one.
Right.
What else have you guys got coming up then? Was there any sort of shows on the horizon or anything?
We're thinking about it. We're as I said before, it's a trying to figure out what to do, like where we are and where to go next. So yeah, I'd love to play more shows, but currently not got anything in the calendar. But not against the idea at all. But I think with how things kind of are for us now, it's like anything that when we start playing live again, it kind of has to be planned quite well. So yeah, as much as I'd love to do one-off shows here and there, it's kind of having a bit of a break from that kind of makes a bit more sense at the moment. So yeah, figuring it out, working on it.
Good, good. Well, it's been lovely as always to chat to you. Thanks so much for your time.
Oh,
And
thank you.
congratulations
That's
on the
been
new
wonderful.
single as well.
Cheers.
This episode of the Alt Show podcast is brought to you by Luthier Watches. If you're looking for stylish watches for musicians by musicians, then look no further than Luthier Watches. I have finally got my hands on the new black edition. Obviously, all of my clothes are black, so bringing out an all black design is the perfect match for my little emo heart. But honestly, all of their designs are gorgeous. They're also chic with a minimalist look, which I am all about, featuring the Luthier branding, which is just about the most elegant outline of a guitar I have ever seen. They're designed by a guitarist, and they even come with a Luthier branded guitar pick, which is such a nice little touch. Head over to luthierwatches.co.uk or follow them on Instagram at luthier_watch_co and check out all of those great designs. That's luthierwatches.co.uk or luthier_watch_co on Instagram. Luthier Watches, watch designs that hit the right notes for every day.